Bloomberg actually crunched the numbers and found that the world's wealthiest people added $304 billion to their combined net worth on Wednesday. $304 billion. They said it was the largest one-day gain in the history of the Bloomberg Billionaires Index. And look, there are a lot of questions about the timeline of these announcements, and lawmakers are rightfully curious about who knew what and when and what they did with that information. A number of them have called for an investigation into possible insider trading to look into exactly that. But one thing we do know is that it was a good day for billionaires, a very good day. And I kid you not, you can't make it up sometimes, because two of those billionaires just happened to be with Trump in the Oval Office on that very same day. And as you can see for yourself, Trump was downright giddy is the only way to describe it, but just how much money they made, all thanks to him.
This is Charles Schwab. It's not just a company, it's actually an individual. And he made $2.5 billion today, and he made $900 million.
That who you saw in that video was Charles Schwab, that Charles Schwab, and Roger Penske, as in the Penske trucks you see on the highway. Trump says they made a combined total of more than $3 billion in a single day. So he bragged about enriching billionaires with them in the Oval Office. I'm sure you heard the chuckling in the background. And then a communications advisor on his staff, I really can't get over this piece, thought it was a good idea to tweet that exchange out. So you can just imagine how pleased Trump is going to be if his tech CEO buddies cash in on Monday, which they probably will do because of those new exemptions on electronics, however temporary they may be. The point is, most Americans are nervously watching their 401ks as Donald Trump toys with the U.S. economy. And some of the richest people in the country are cashing in. None of this should really be a surprise, though, because Donald Trump's priority has always been to reward people who are already wealthy. That's kind of been a theme. It's never been a big secret. But it does seem to be getting more blatant and more brazen. I mean, I want you to listen to something one Trump mega donor said this week. And when you listen to it, I just want you to keep in mind that this guy was saying this on a video in an effort to dunk on Democrats who did not give him the access he felt he deserved simply because he's rich.
I was a mega donor to the Democrats. Like dinner with Obama level donor, okay? I couldn't get a phone call returned from the White House to save my life. The Trump administration is totally different. There's not a single person there you can't get on the phone and talk to.
There's not a single person there you can't get on the phone. Again, that's a Trump mega donor, literally praising Donald Trump because he can buy access to his team in a way he never could under a Democratic administration. It's not really the sick burn that guy thinks it is, obviously. But look, well, it's easier for billionaires like him to buy political favors. Most people like you will have to pay more on almost everything you buy because tariffs are a tax on the American people. When a tariff makes a product more expensive, basically all of the added costs get passed to you, the consumer. That's just a fact. But regardless of that, Trump still appears to be in some form of denial.
Don't let them keep telling you that this is a tax on our people. I hate that.
No matter how much he hates it, this still is a tax. And this isn't just some liberal talking point, by the way. Take a listen to some of these staunchest conservative Republicans in Washington.
Tariffs are a tax on consumers, and I'm not a fan of jacking up taxes on American consumers.
There's no question about it. Tariff as a tax.
Conservatives used to understand that tariffs are taxes on the American people.
It's not even your average tax hike either, by the way. Tariffs are effectively a regressive tax, meaning the less money you have, the harder you get hit. Even after Trump's reversal, the tariffs on countries, including Brazil and Colombia, remain unchanged. And what that basically means is that the two biggest producers of U.S. coffee, Brazil and Colombia, your daily cups, if you're me, I should say, will most likely be getting more expensive because their tariffs on them remain in place. And the disruption could also make holiday shopping difficult. I know it's a while away, but here's what one toy company CEO told the Today Show on Thursday.
80% of the toys will be twice as expensive this Christmas as they were last Christmas. There likely, in particular with toys, be a shortage of toys this Christmas. I mean, even a short-term disruption will upset the flow of goods.
Merry Christmas, everyone. There are fewer toys and they are more expensive. Keep in mind, all of this happened on the same week, during the same week, when House Republicans passed a budget that could also include massive cuts to Medicaid. So they're making everything from healthcare to holiday toys more expensive for most Americans. And when Trump says, which he keeps saying, it's a quote, great time to buy, that was his tweet, you have to ask yourself, great time for who exactly? Not most people. Now, the only silver lining here, if you could call it that, is that this is all being done in the light of day. Billionaires yucking it up in the Oval Office about how much money Donald Trump made them, billionaires bragging about buying access to the White House, and the cost of living going up for everyone else, which people are living every day. Turns out people are taking notice, a lot of people, of course they are. Millions have turned out at protests, shown up at town halls and big rallies to demonstrate again against what we've seen from this White House. And yesterday, Bernie Sanders and AOC held their latest Fight Oligarchy event, this one in Los Angeles. They said 36,000 people turned out for this rally. They also said it's the biggest crowd either of them have ever spoken to. And yeah, Bernie's message has kind of never been more relevant than it is right now.
I invite the president to come to LA. Tell the people here why you think it's a great idea to cut Medicaid and nutrition and health care so you can give tax breaks to billionaires.
The destruction of our rights and democracy is directly tied to the growing and extreme wealth inequality that has been building for years in America.
Across the country, voters are saying they need leaders who stand up for them, not for the billionaires. And more, it seems like lots of leaders across the country are listening.